All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about an animated film that is making some serious waves. And not just because it looks cool, but because people who see it are calling it a profound spiritual experience. We're talking about Mahavatara Narasimha.
So, this is the question that seems to be popping up everywhere lately. Whether you've seen it yourself or you've just kind of heard the buzz, the conversation around this film is really the best place for us to start.
Because, the one thing that comes through loud and clear from pretty much everyone is that calling this just an animated movie is, well, completely missing the point.
And just listen to the words people are using. They're not saying they watched it. They're saying it's an experience, a journey. That little shift in language right there, that's our first big clue to what makes this thing so special.
Okay, so if it's a journey, what's it actually about? Let's take a second to unpack the core premise of the film.
At its heart, the whole thing is centered on Narasimha. Now, for anyone who might not know, this is one of the most powerful and fiercest avatars of the Hindu deity Vishnu. So we're not talking about just some random fantasy character. This is a figure with immense mythological weight, and that's the bedrock for the entire experience.
And what's really fascinating is that this story isn't just for a specific group. It's creating this rare cultural moment where it's hitting home with everyone, from little kids all the way up to their grandparents. I mean, getting that kind of universal appeal is pretty remarkable, especially for a story so deeply rooted in ancient mythology. So that brings us to the big question, right? We know it's resonating with people. We know they love it, but why? What are these specific ingredients that are taking it from just entertainment to something that viewers are describing as spiritually powerful?
Well, the answer really begins with the craft itself, the actual sights and sounds that were put together so carefully to build this experience. When you look at what people are saying, their feedback really comes back to three artistic pillars holding this whole thing up. Absolutely breathtaking visuals, incredibly powerful music, and just top-class voice acting. First, let's talk visuals. The feedback on this is super direct, no messing around. People are just saying the animation is flat-out stunning.
But it's not just what you see, right? It's what you hear. The score is apparently so effective that people say it literally gives them goosebumps. That's not just an opinion, that's a physical reaction. And the thing that ties it all together is the performance. The acting infuses every single scene with so much emotion that people are calling it divine.
So, okay, the artistry is clearly off the charts. But amazing visuals and a great soundtrack, that doesn't fully explain that spiritual connection people are feeling. To really get that, we need to look at the film's deeper meaning, its connection to faith and to roots.
And here's a really crucial distinction that viewers are making. We live in a world that is just saturated with fantasy cartoons, right? They're meant for pure entertainment. But Mahavatara Narasimha is being seen as something totally different. It's not a distraction from life. It's a connection to it. It's seen as a reminder of heritage, of faith, and of some kind of divine power.
This idea that it's so much more than entertainment, it leads viewers to this very profound conclusion. This is not just a story.
Now, instead, it's being called this, dharma in motion. Now that is a heavy, heavy statement. Dharma is a core concept in Hindu philosophy. It means cosmic order, righteousness, your moral duty. So when a viewer says this film is dharma in motion, they're making a huge claim. They're saying the film doesn't just tell you about these principles. It is a living, breathing embodiment of them, right there on the screen.
And that's exactly why the final message from those who've seen it feels so urgent. The feeling isn't just, hey, you should check this out. It's more like, if you haven't watched this yet, you are missing out on something that's not just good, but truly epic.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. We consume so much media every single day. But where's that line? When and how does a film, a TV show, a piece of media cross over from being simple entertainment to become something genuinely meaningful, maybe even sacred for the people watching it? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.